I am on live on YouTube, TikTok. So if you see me looking down or away, that's what's going on. Excuse my little thing here. I was getting my nails done. So I got some polish on there. But hi, guys. I haven't been on live in so long. Um, Today's topic is a really, really, really good one. And um, I think that you guys are going to learn a lot from this live. So definitely take it all in. So, we're going to be talking about ascension, transforming, and transmuting. Okay. This live can literally relate to anybody, whether you're male, whether you're female. But this is something that I really think that a lot of women, especially, need to download in our minds. This is something that a lot of women need to grasp in order to move forward in your life. Every time I make a live or I go live or I talk about something, remember, I'm talking from experience. I'm not just talking just to talk. Like, I've lived this and I'm currently living this. So I'm sharing it with you guys. So let's talk about ascending, ascension. You have to make the decision to become self aware. You got to become self aware. A lot of people go through life in a way where they are not aware of their flaws and they are not aware of what it is in their life that needs to be fixed in order for them to move forward. And I actually see this phenomenon a lot with women. I feel like women don't like to look at the man in the mirror. I feel like women don't like to take responsibility for their actions. It's more of pushing the blame on other people. And as a woman, I can attest to that. I've been like that before. But as women, we need to stop blaming other people for all the negative occurrences in our lives. And we need to take responsibility for the role that we play in either our own victory or in our own demise. And my life really took a turn. My life took a turn when I decided that I'm going to become self aware and I'm going to stop blaming people. I'm going to stop the blame game. I'm going to stop saying, oh, because of you, I'm here. Because of you, this happened. Or because of this, I said, I'm going to take responsibility for my life. And that's the mindset that I want you ladies and gentlemen to be in. Nobody's coming to save you. I want to be very clear on that. Nobody's coming to save you. You have to be the one to look at your life and fix it. So, the first thing we're going to talk about is ascending. We're going to talk about ascension right now, spiritual ascension, and just ascending in your physical life. Let's talk about ascension. Pay very close attention. So, these are my notes, by the way, that I'm looking at, that I jot down for you guys. Become self aware. You are responsible for your own ascension, advancement, and growth. No one is coming to save you. Ladies, I want you to get that through your noggins. And please, you guys, like the live, share the live, like, share, post it on your Instagram, tag me. Let's get these live numbers up. Let's share it, let's like it, and let's get the live moving because I'm going to drop some gems for you guys today. TikTok, let's get the likes going. YouTube, same thing. So let's talk about ascension right now. I want you guys to understand the turning point. This message is going to be the turning point of your life. Listen to what I'm saying. When you take the responsibility and you finally wake up one day, and this is what happened to me, you finally wake up one day and you say, you know what? Everything in my life that I don't like, I'm going to change it. Everything in my life that I'm not happy with, I'm going to fix it. Once you make that decision, everything in your life is going to shift. And what I've noticed with a lot of people, I've noticed this with women. I think that men, and men, you guys are super, super welcomed on my platform. I feel like my platform has been, I feel like a lot of men have been like coming onto my platform. And I love that because I am not a male hater. I love my gals, but I love my guys. I love, love, love my guys. And one thing that I can say is I feel like with men don't get as much of a pass as women get, right? With men, it's just like, figure it out. Like, go get the money, go get the bag, work 3 jobs. You have to figure it out. We don't care about your feelings. We don't want to hear how bad you feel about yourself. That's how society treats men. So that's why men address calamity and situations different than women. Men don't have the space to complain, right? Men don't have the space to feel bad for themselves. Men just have to figure it out. But the thing that I've noticed with women is women pay more attention to the problem than they pay attention to fixing the problem and how to fix the problem. So you will notice that with your girlfriends, right? Let's say that a girl is having a problem with a man, right? Let's say things are not going well in her relationship. What women love to do, and I had to change this about myself as well, women love to stay hyper focused on the problem, right? Women will sit there and talk about the problem for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, and women will never bring up a solution. And the friend that does bring up the solution, I'm always that friend, is considered the bitchy friend. It's like, oh, well, she's not being empathetic enough. It's not that I'm not being empathetic. It's that you're giving me a problem, you're bringing it to me, you're complaining to me about it. I'm telling you this is how we fix it, but you don't want to hear it. So the difference between men and women, men are more built to problem solve. Women are more built to ruminate. Okay? Women are built to marinate on the problem. And that's what's going to hold you back as a woman. When you're not focused on, you're not solution based, you're problem based, right? And majority of women, they're problem based. So baby girl, if we're not talking about a solution, I don't want to talk because we're not going to get anywhere. So I promise you, if someone puts an experiment together and they give 2 groups of people a problem, this group is a group of 6 women on a table. This group is a group of 5 men on a table. You give the group of women a problem, you give the group of men a problem. I promise you that at the end of the night, the men are going to have a solution and the women are going to be arguing. Because women are built. Society has programmed women to not look for solutions and to constantly be looking for help. The group of men, by the end of the night, those dudes are going to have a full blueprint on how to fix the problem. The women are going to start bickering with each other, arguing with each other, going back and forth with each other. That's how it is. And I get it. I'm a woman too. So I'm not like pointing fingers. Like, I'm a woman too. Like, I have fell into all those categories, but I had to learn to cut off certain characteristics and adapt new characteristics in order for me to move forward. Okay. So I always tell women, you're not going to grow if you have a problem-based mindset, meaning you're only focused on the problem. You're never focused on the solution. Women have this mindset a lot. That's why you can keep telling your girlfriend over and over, leave that man. He's not good for you. Leave him. He's not good for you. He's toxic. She's never going to leave him because women usually do not have solution-based minds. Women have problem-based minds. Men have a solution-based mind. And I'm not a sexist because I'm a woman, but my platform, I feel like, is built to help both men and women ascend. I'm all about ascension, and I'm not perfect. I'm ascending just like you guys. I'm getting better and better as the day goes. Let me tell you this. I only have one sibling. I have a brother. If I want hardcore, straight facts, solution, no BS, straight to the point, I go to my brother. If I bring a problem to him, my brother will not allow me to come up with excuses or complain or cry. He is going to give me a straight solution. He'll be like, you know what? You need to do this. Or he'll give me two options. My brother will be like, you could either do A or you could do B. And he's done talking about it. He's not going to stay on the phone with me for 3 hours the way a girlfriend will. He's not going to coddle me. And he's not going to allow me to make a clown of myself. He's going to say, hey, you can either do A or B. That's all I could tell you. I got to go. Boop. That's how men are. Men are going to give you straight solutions, and that's it. Women usually like to coddle each other, and they like to kind of in a way support each other's shenanigans. I'm trying to like not sound mean, but a lot of women are not really good at developing a solution. They're better at coddling each other and not holding each other accountable and not telling people, girl, like, this is what it is. We got to move forward. We don't have time to focus on this right now. Most women are not like that. They're going to keep coddling you. And as a woman, if you're trying to ascend and you're trying to move forward in your life and you're trying to grow, get around women who are going to hold you accountable for your actions and hold you accountable for who you are. Don't get around women who are yes women. I always say, I don't want yes women or yes women or yes men around me. I want people who are going to be like, I love you, but you need to fix this. That is what I want around me, because that's the only way that I'm going to grow. When you ascend, you have to become self-aware. Let's talk about self-awareness for a second right now. A lot of you guys, and I'm being honest here, let me tell you guys something. A lot of you guys are running away. I'm not a life coach. Are you a life coach? I'm not a life coach. I am getting my life coach license, though. I think I'm really good at it. Like, you sense the energy, right? I think I would be really good at being a life coach for people. But I do offer counseling services and services like that. So visit my website for that. And I work in psychology. I work in the mental health field. So that's probably why I kind of have this kind of therapeutic aura about me. But anyways, a lot of you guys are running away from your self-awareness. What does that mean? A lot of you guys have a lot of issues and you don't want to face them. You keep trying to cover them up and run away from the issue that you have. And the reason why I'm so understanding of men is because men don't get to run away from their issues. They don't get to cry and be coddled. Men have to just deal with it hand on. Men don't get empathy. Men don't get sympathy. So whether women want to admit it or not, life is much harder on men. And I'm very aware of that. Men do not get to cry and be emotional and stop and pause and get support. Men have to keep going no matter how they feel. And that's very difficult. And as a woman, I understand that. And I commend a man who's pushing himself, because I know it's not easy. Men don't get to cry about things the way women do. Now, as a woman, I'm not putting us on the same hierarchy as men and saying that we got to be just like men. We're built different. I get it. That's how God made it. But I'm saying as women, we need to start taking responsibility for ourselves, and we need to start taking responsibility for our actions. And that is through becoming self-aware. You know you're self-aware when you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, oh crap, I got a lot of issues that I've been sweeping under this rug. And the more dirt and issues you sweep under the rug, it's going to start to pile up. It's going to start to pile up. And I'm telling you this because it happened to me. Okay. Remember, when I speak to you guys, I'm speaking to you from experience. The more you keep sweeping that problem under that rug, whatever that problem is, whether it's an emotional problem, whatever it is that you're struggling with in your life, the more you keep sweeping that problem under that rug, it's going to attack you at some point. You have to have a very strong sense of self-awareness in life in order to progress and move forward. You cannot go through life ignoring your issues. And don't feel bad for the issues that you have either. No one can judge anybody. No one can judge anybody because we're all facing a different battle. But we must ascend, okay? We must become self-aware and we must become responsible for our ascension, advancement, and growth. A lot of you guys are looking for a relationship. You should be looking for a therapist, okay? A lot of you guys do not need to be dating right now. You do not need to be dating right now. You do not need to be pursuing a relationship right now. You don't need to be dealing with anything that has to do with romance right now. You need therapy, and you need aggressive therapy. I mean, you got to meet with your therapist 3 times a week and fix that problem. There are so many people that I personally feel like have no business being in a relationship. None. You have no business being in a relationship. You're broken. You are traumatized. You are struggling with all type of issues, porn issues, addiction issues, drug issues, alcoholism issues, anger issues. And here you are on a dating app trying to find someone to throw all that on. Okay? You're trying to find someone to project all that on. I tell people all the time, you don't need a relationship. You need a therapist. Okay? You need to fix yourself. You're very broken. And you have to focus on rebuilding yourself, cleaning yourself up, getting yourself together before pursuing another individual and building something with that person. And that's why there's so many toxic relationships right now, because instead of going to therapy, people are looking for a new girlfriend or a new boyfriend instead of going to therapy to fix the issues that they have. Okay, let's move on to point number 2. We're still talking about ascension. Point number 2, develop a deep relationship with Holy Spirit or your spirituality to ascend. Okay, a lot of you guys have walked out on your faith, whatever that is. Okay, I'm a Christian, but I'm not here to tell you what to believe in. I'm only going to give you Jesus, but I know everybody has different belief systems. A lot of you guys have turned your back on spirituality. Spirituality is extremely important. Spirituality, your spiritual health is extremely important to, okay, you guys cut it out, okay? I was putting nail polish on and got on my hands. Cut it out. Am I on a live with adults or am I on a live with 3rd graders? Let's stop the foolishness. I'm talking about something serious, and you guys are talking about nail polish stains. Let's move forward. Let's get over that and let's focus. Okay? Stop. You comment on that again, you're getting blocked. We got to grow up. We got to grow up. Okay? Let's stop with that. So, you have to develop a relationship with your spiritual life and your spiritual self in order to move forward. A lot of you guys have turned your back on your faith, and I get it. Sometimes life gets hard, things happen, discrepancies happen, and we turn our back on God. We turn our back on God. We do. We think that we can do it by ourselves. You can't. Take it from me. I've tried to do life on my own. I've been through a season where I turned my back on all things spiritual wise. And my life went like this in all areas. And I'm here to tell you, get back into your faith, whatever that may be. Get back into it. Get back to your routine. Get back to praying, your affirmations, okay? Your meditations. You got to get back to that because that is going to help balance you. That's going to help balance the playing field of your life when you go back into your spirituality. You need to get back into your rebuild that foundation. There you go. Thank you, MJ. Rebuild the foundation of your spirituality in order to ascend. You have to develop a deep relationship with your spirituality to ascend because guess what? Guess what happens in your life when you build a deep spirituality? You become more intuitive. What happens when you become more intuitive? You can smell BS. When you have intuition, you can smell BS from miles away. I'm sure that all of you guys, when you start praying again, when you start meditating again, when you start getting deep in your spirituality again, don't tell me that you're not able to just sense things more. You're better at sensing things. You're better at sensing people. You're better at, going into an environment and you're like, this isn't the environment for me. Or you go on that date and you're like, like this isn't the person for me. Or, you go out with that friend and you're like, something feels funny. The more you grow and you ascend spiritually, the better life gets because you become intuitive and now you know how to navigate life and you know how to not fall into negative situation because you're growing on a spiritual level. Okay? So when I started putting my spirituality at the center of my life, I became more discerning of people. Okay? And I'm going to give you guys a quick story. I remember a family member of mine had a birthday dinner. I couldn't go because I think I had to work that day. And they took a bunch of pictures at the birthday dinner. They took a bunch of pictures, like group photos. And my other family member was like, oh, look at the photos that we took. I want to show you all the photos we took at the birthday dinner. I'm like, yeah, of course. Let me see the pictures. Like, I want to see, I'm sure you guys all look beautiful. Let's see them. When I looked at the photo, there was this woman in one of the photos. I don't know her. I've never met her before. It was like the birthday girl's friend. I've never met her. When I looked at the photo, oh, excuse me. When I looked at the photo, I was like, ooh. And my family member was like, what? I'm like, that lady's weird. And my family member's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't know. Like, you showed me the photo and that lady in the green dress, she's weird. And they're like, what are you talking about? Do you know her? I'm like, no, I don't. Something about her is just strange. Like, the minute I saw the picture, she disturbed my spirit immediately. I don't know what it is, but she just immediately disturbed my spirit. And then weeks later, my family member that was her birthday dinner was complaining about this person in the green dress in the photo. And she was saying how, that friend is weird and that friend is jealous and that friend has done some very funny things to her. And then my other family member who originally showed me the photo, she looked at me like, oh, she's like, oh my God, how did you know? I'm like, I don't know. I just saw the photo and I saw her in the photo and something about her disturbed my spirit. And I immediately knew that something wasn't right with her. Now, if I wasn't pushing myself in my spirituality and praying and growing, I wouldn't have the ability to just look at someone's photo and sense something from them just off their picture. I've never met that girl before. I don't even know her name, but I saw her photo and I could already tell that something about her was not pure. So, spirituality, when you develop a relationship with Holy Spirit, you're able to detect, sense, and feel things about people that they cannot hide, right? They can't hide from you. And the more you ascend, we're still on the subject of ascension, the more you grow in your spirituality, people can't hide from you. And you'll notice that people will purposefully avoid you because they know they can't hide from you. And because they know that you can sense them. And because they know that you know that they're not genuine. So they're going to always keep avoiding being in your circle, being around you, because they know that you are sensing that something's not right with them. Okay? They know that you know that something is not right with them. So that's part 2 of ascension. Number 3, when you start to ascend in life, you're growing, you're working on yourself, you're developing yourself, you're getting better, the roaches will come out the woodworks. The roaches will come out the woodworks. Okay, and I'm looking at my notes, you guys. When you ascend, your growth, knowledge, wisdom, and energy will offend those closest to you. Once that happens, it's time for them to go. Once your growth offends someone, it's time for them to go. Once your success, your growth, your power, once that starts to irritate someone's spirit, whether they're your friend or family, that's God telling you it's their expiration date. It's time for them to go. And a lot of you guys, you're growing in your life and you're trying to hold on to people who are offended by your growth. And it's basically like holding on to a rope full of thorns when you do that. There are certain people in your life, it's time for them to go. And you need to let them go. And you need to develop power where you can let people go and it doesn't affect you. It doesn't rock you. They cannot go into the next chapter. And this is a problem that I see that a lot of women have. A lot of women don't know how to let people go. A lot of women don't know how to let friendships dry out. You know, that guy that you've been seeing, baby girl, it's not working. Okay. It's been 2 years. He's still the same person. We got to move on. We can't keep holding on to things that's holding us back from our ascension. And as you start to ascend, what's going to start to happen is people are going to try to siphon your energy. Okay. And I made a post on this on YouTube the other day. Let's talk about energy siphoning. Energy siphoning, let's talk about that. Energy siphoning, in my opinion, is when someone comes in your life and they are trying to get a reaction out of you. Stay away from people who want a negative reaction out of you. Stay away from people like that. Stay away from people where you're just in your world and you're enjoying yourself and you're having a wonderful time and they just want to come and trigger you in some way. You got to stay away from people like that. That's jealousy, okay? That's jealousy. That's jealousy and that's envy. When you're just enjoying your life and somebody just comes in with some foolishness out the blue, they are trying to siphon your energy. And I had 2 family members that I had to block in the last week that tried to siphon my energy. And I'm going to tell you guys what happened. I had this one family member call me out the blue about something that I posted on my Instagram. Mind you, this family member does not even follow me. Okay. This person called me and was like, telling me, oh, why did you post this? I don't understand. I was like, okay. 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 Now you just got yourself a one-way ticket to Neverland in my life. I don't allow people to siphon my energy, and I don't allow people to come in and disrupt my peace. And what a lot of people will do is when they see that you're working towards something, you're doing all the right things, you're happy, you're pushing yourself forward, you have stamina, a lot of family members will try to come in and bother that or siphon that or try to throw some type of negativity. And we have to be smart enough as people to know when someone is trying to siphon our energy. If you are someone where you just mind your business, you're having a good time, you're relaxing, and this person just always comes out of the blue with nonsense, get them out of your life. They're not for you. They're your enemy. Get them out of your life and move on. And I want you guys to start thinking about people in simple terms. I feel like a lot of people, um, what's the best word? There are a lot of weird, you know what? Let's talk about that. There are a lot of unhinged people out there, okay? There are a lot of people who are very unhappy with themselves, very unhappy with themselves. So when they see you and you're shining bright and you're happy and you're pushing forward, you're working towards something, that really triggers them. And they're like, you know what? She's happy. There are some people who are miserable. They are. And it doesn't matter if they have money. I know a lot of miserable people driving foreign cars and they're not happy at all. Stay away from people who try to disrupt your peace. I get so many emails from you guys, and I don't try to ignore your emails. I'm not trying to ignore them. But when I get emails from women saying, "Oh, this friend did this, what do I do?" or "My boyfriend's doing this," I don't respond to that, because once you get serious about your life, you're going to block those people out. You cannot give your energy towards clowns and circus stuff. I'm not in a circus, okay? I don't have a circus outfit on. I don't have big red shoes and a clown nose. I'm not a clown, so I'm not going to involve myself in circus stuff, okay? So, and what a lot of people want to do is they want you to involve yourself in their shenanigans because they want access to your energy. My block button is like my speed dial button because I refuse to let anything or anyone disrupt my focus, which is why even on my platforms, when people comment negative things, they actually expect me to respond, and I never do, because I'm not going to exchange energies with you. I'm not going to exchange energies with you. I'm going to stay focused. Okay, so the roaches will come out the woodworks when you ascend. As you ascend and as you get better in life and as you grow and as you develop yourself, you mature, you're doing well, like you're really like on the right path, right? Like you may not be at the finish line, but you're on your way there, right? Like everything's in order. You have your good head on your shoulders, you're focused. You are like, okay, like I'm doing good. Like you feel good about yourself. You feel confident. You feel wonderful. You know, you're beautiful, you're confident, you're happy, you're focused, you have a plan. You're like, all right, let's do this. I am ready for life. I'm ready to take life. I'm ready to do this. When you get to that vibration, every roach, rat, and raccoon in your life is going to come out the woodworks when you reach there. That is when people start acting crazy. When you reach that energy where you're happy and you're confident and you're focused and you're determined, that's when the unhinged people are going to come out. That's when the crazy people are going to come out. That's when the people who are extremely offended by your good energy, that's when they're going to come out. I've learned that. And when a roach comes out, I grab my roach spray and I spray them, okay? Because I'm not going to deal with that. So pay attention to how people react to your confidence. Pay attention to how people react to you feeling good. Pay attention to how people react when you are in your zone. Because this happened to me with a family member in the last 2 weeks. Even family, they think that they're not going to get cut off. They think that they're going to keep bothering you and they're not going to get cut off. I cut family members off too. I don't just cut strangers off. I cut family off too. Whoever is not contributing to my growth and is coming in my life to bother me or siphon my energy, you're getting cut off. Like, it doesn't matter what your title is. And that's the thing with toxic family. They think that because they have a title with you that they can just get away with things. No, You getting cut off, baby, because I got to focus. And what you're doing is you're coming in and you're trying to distract me. And I get rid of distractions. And I think that that's the same way that you guys got to be. Anybody who comes in your life who's trying to distract you, they have to go. Okay? They have to go. You guys have to be so obsessed and so focused on reaching your goals in your life and reaching your promised land that anybody that tries to get in the way of that gets cut off. And it doesn't matter if they're family. Okay, I have a lot of family on my block list. I got about 7 of them on there, and they're never getting off. Because the minute someone tries to come in and distract me or bother me or siphon my energy or trigger me, you are my enemy. And there are certain family members, they are your enemy. They are. They are your Cain. We know what Cain did to Abel. You got certain people in your family who are a Cain. They're your enemy. They want your life, and they have to go. Okay, I am a strong believer in not all blood is family and not all family is blood. Okay, I believe in that. I don't care about cousin, aunt, I don't care about none of that. And I hate when people try to bring that up to me as if it makes a difference. If you are my enemy or you're coming after me in any way, I don't care about your title. That I don't look at titles. I look at what is your role in my life. I don't care about if you're a cousin. You can be a jealous cousin. Doesn't matter. So that's how you guys have to see things. Anyways, yes. So there are certain people in your life, their expiration date is here. Let them expire. Okay. When you have a expired carton of milk in your fridge, do you leave it there forever? No. If it's expired, you take the milk, you throw it in the trash, you throw it, and it stinks too, right? So that's how it is when you have people in your life that are the relationship is expired, just like milk, they start to stink up your life because they have to go, but you keep keeping them around. Is it considered unforgiveness? No, it's not. It's not considered unforgiveness, and I'm happy that you brought that up. I'll start talking about that right now. A lot of people confuse forgiveness with reconciliation. Okay? They confuse the two. Okay? Forgiveness is a spiritual act. Forgiveness is a spiritual thing. It's something that you do by faith. You forgive the person, right? Sometimes you have to forgive people who are not sorry. Sometimes you have to forgive people who you haven't seen them in like 10 or 15 years, right? But a lot of people confuse forgiveness with reconciliation. And I feel like a broken tape recorder because I've talked about this so many times. Forgiveness does not mean reconciliation. Okay. I can forgive you and never deal with you ever again until the end of my life. Okay. So I believe in forgiveness, but depending on your religion, my belief system is if you want God to keep forgiving you, you have to also forgive people. It works in correlation. But I'm a strong forgiver. I'm a strong believer in there are certain people that I forgive and I reconcile with, and there are certain people that I forgive and I don't reconcile with. So what's going to determine forgiveness is always going to be at play. But what's going to determine reconciliation is what you did to me. Okay? That's what's going to determine if I reattach myself to you or not. So let me give you guys an example. Let's say that I get in an argument with a person that I love, a friend or a family member or whatever, right? Let's say I get into an argument with them and we yell at each other, we're frustrated with each other, we're mad at each other, and we start exchanging negative words, right? Like, like F you or, shut the F up, whatever. Like we start exchanging negative words. We were both in the heat of the moment. We were both angry. We were both upset. We were both arguing. We can sit down on a table and say, listen, I'm sorry. Like I was upset. I was angry. Like, can you please forgive me? I didn't mean to say that. I said it in the heat of the moment. And that person said, you know what? I'm sorry too. I also said it that we can forgive each other and reconcile. But if somebody goes out of their way and they start calling people to make people not work for me, they're work with me, they're trying to destroy my reputation, public humiliation, conspiring, there's no ground for reconciliation in that context. So I reconcile depending on the context. I forgive everybody, but I do not reconcile with everybody. That's the difference. There are certain people you cannot reconcile with them. You can't, because they are on assignment to destroy your life. There are certain people, there's only forgiveness, there's no reconciliation with them. It's only forgiveness. That's it. After you forgive them, they're gone. They're never to be in your life again. For your safety, for your family's safety, for your mental health, for your physical health, they are no longer allowed to be in your life again. And that is the mistake that a lot of people make when it comes to forgiveness, is a lot of people don't know who to reconcile with. They just say, oh, I forgave everybody, so I'm going to reconcile with everybody. You cannot do that. You only reconcile with people who made a genuine mistake, and it wasn't like the mistake that they made wasn't fueled by hate or envy or jealousy. Then that's different. But if they try to like, I'm not gonna reconcile with a girl who tried to sleep with the guy I'm with. Like, that's your enemy. Like, how are you gonna, like, you can't, no. It's no, you can't reconcile with somebody like that. You have to, when it comes to reconciliation, what was the person's intention behind what they did? That's how I decide if I'm going to reconcile with someone or not. Remember, I forgive everybody. I don't reconcile with everybody. That is the difference. I'll give you guys an example. I had a family member in the business field that I'm in. I was helping this family member find their portfolio or property, whatever. We never had an issue. We never had an argument. We never had a disagreement. Nothing. This person that I worked with and was helping find property and going to different places and visiting different places with, went and bought with somebody else. They went and they bought with somebody else. So when I got the word that they went and they bought with somebody else behind my back, didn't even tell me, right? Like, I was helping this person for like 6 months, a family member. They went and they bought their property behind my back with somebody else. The minute I found out about it, I was like, okay, this is a hater. This is my enemy. This is an undercover hater. And you have to understand, these family members, I keep telling you guys, these family members are just as evil as strangers, okay? Stop thinking that because someone's family, they're not going to do you dirty. They're going to probably do you worse than a stranger. So I found out about it, and I was like, okay, that's fine. I didn't worry about it. I'm like, okay. And I cut her off. Blocked, no contact, marriage, wedding, event, birthday, like, you're dead to me. Like, you're in a casket to me mentally. It's over. So I had another family member say, oh, well, why don't you reconcile? I'm like, why would I sit and have a conversation with someone who stabbed me in the back? I didn't have a problem with this person. They have a problem with me. So why am I I didn't do anything to this person. This person just got up one day and decided to do that. Okay. So there's nothing to reconcile about. I forgive her, but she'll never sit on the table with me again. So I think that certain people have to learn the intention behind what someone does. I understand if me and her had an argument, if we were fighting, if we were we fell off, if nothing happened, she just stabbed me in the back for no reason. So anytime someone just does something negative to you and you didn't do anything to them, that person, in my opinion, has always had an issue with you. You just didn't know. Because like I said, people are good pretenders. People are very good at pretending, especially women. Women are good at faking friendships and faking relationships. It's just a matter of time before they do something crazy like what this person did. And then, okay, it's time for you to leave. Now our relationship is over. It's time for you to get out of my life. Let's move forward. What's next, right? Next chapter, close that door, next chapter. Because sooner or later, the person is going to show you why they are your op and they don't deserve to be in your life. So this person showed me that, and I was like, okay, cool. Like, it doesn't bother me. Like, I'm not sad. I'm not crying about it. I'm not mad about it. It's like, okay, you showed me who you are. I deaded you mentally, and I'm moving forward, and that's it. Like, I don't even think about this person anymore. They will never have access to me again. It's done. Like, it's just, and that's the type of mentality that women have to adopt, and men. Like, after someone does something crazy and they show you that they are not on your team, you just need to swallow it and thug it out and move forward. Like, you don't need to marinate on that. So for me, I think the reason why it's very I think for me, the reason why it's very scary when people cross me is because when they cross me, they think that there's going to be a chance at us reconnecting, and there's not. Like, there's certain lines that are crossed with me that you can't spin the block. That's not how my personality works. Like, once, like I said, if we get in a heated argument and we exchange negative words, we can apologize. We were both in a heated argument. Like, it's okay, I get it. But once you're like, you betrayed me, you publicly humiliate me, you conspire against me, you will never be back in my life again. That door's closed. It's done. It's over. So that's just my mindset. Everybody's different, but I'm gonna keep it moving because I don't need no snake in my garden. So I'm gonna keep it moving, okay? And it's better to have that mindset, and it's better to move that way because that's how you protect yourself. I remember I had a family member of mine who had a friend, and this friend kind of just disappeared out of the blue or something like that. And this family member, I guess this family member always wanted a baby, right? And I guess this family member had an issue having a baby. So this friend that they had that disappeared for 9 months ended up randomly sending her a photo of her newborn baby. So I guess her friend that disappeared had a newborn baby and just sent her a picture of the baby out of the blue after 8 months. I know women are very spiteful, right? So I told my friend, yeah, she sent you a picture of her newborn baby after 8 months of not talking to you to piss you off and to make you feel bad and insecure about yourself. I said, that girl is an evil witch. And if I were you, I'd get rid of her. That's not your friend. I think a lot of women show you that they're not your friend. And a lot of women don't like to accept when a woman is not your friend. You need to learn how to let them go and move on. I told her, if I were you, I would not reconnect with that person again. She's spiteful, she's evil, she's vindictive, she's jealous. Move forward, leave her alone. A lot of women have those personality traits. You need to leave women like that alone, and you need to move forward. This friend didn't listen to me. She kept talking to this friend. I'm like, okay, girl, she's going to snake you again. Okay, she's going to snake you again. Just give it time. She'll do it again. So whatever. She ended up, this friend of mine or family member of mine, her son ended up getting married. When this friend went to the marriage, she got really jealous just how beautiful the wedding was and disappeared again. And she's been disappeared for a year. And I told my family member, like, yeah, she kind of already showed you that she's not your friend. And I think that a lot of people, you're not going to ascend in life if you don't learn to let people go who are not for you, okay? Some people show you that they have an issue with you, but you don't want to accept it. And I think that's the problem that a lot of women have. People are going to show you how they feel about you. It's very simple. People are going to show you how they feel about you. I feel like women make it hard. Women like to make simple things hard. You see men, you want to know what I love about men? When you have a man, if a man is your boyfriend, your husband, your man will be the first one to call out your fake friend. Okay? Men will call it out. Men will call it out, and they'll be like, that's not your friend. Like, men always call it out. Like, your husband, your boyfriend will always call out when you got a friend who's funny. Men always can spot the shadiness. Why? Because men don't fake friendships how women do. I'm not saying all the time. There are uh, exceptions, but men don't fake friendships the way women do. Okay, like if a man doesn't like you, I got lipstick on my teeth. Sorry, guys. If a man doesn't like you, he's not gonna go out and have drinks with you. A girl will not like you and go out and have martinis and have hookah with you. Women are weird with how they navigate relationships. I always talk about that. Anyways, next point. So, in the ascension process, stay away from men and women in the ascension phase. As you start to grow and ascend in your life, when you're in the phase of growth, you may have to stop dating for a while. You may have to stop engaging in sexual pleasures and things like that because you're trying to stay focused, right? And this is for women specifically at this point. Stay away from men in the ascension phase. Feminine essence is powerful. It's creative, it's delicious, it's healing. That's why men crave it and use it for their own gain. Okay. What do I mean by that? Women are very powerful. Men are powerful too, but women are very powerful. Women have the power to recreate something. And be in a relationship or get in a relationship with a man, and if that man is usually making 500,000, 50,000, or 5,000 a year, a woman is capable of getting him to double that income, because women are good at creating things, and women are good at being your cheerleader, which is good. The woman that you're with should be a cheerleader if you're a man, right? I think that during the ascension phase, though, I think that women should kind of stay away from, and men too, should try to stay away from anything romantic when you're in the phase of ascension and trying to rebuilding. I think that people are a distraction. I think that sometimes you can be on a really good path, and that's when the devil will send you somebody. When you're on a really, really good path and you're really focused, and he'll send you a distraction. And that person looks amazing, clothed amazing, they're saying all the right words, and they completely kick you off of your mountaintop and they distract you. And I think men are a little bit better at being focused. Like when men are in their zone, they're in their zone. I can give that to men. I think women sometimes get distracted easily when a man gets in the picture. They start making decisions based on that man that they're dating, and they start altering their life. Like, for example, like a girl will be, I don't know, in nursing school, right? Like, let's say a girl's an RN, right? A girl will be in nursing school and she'll be like studying, she's studying, she's, going to her labs, doing her, what do you call that? Clinicals. She's doing her clinicals. And then a man will come in to her life, right? And she'll know that she's supposed to study from 9 to 3. But now that he's around, she's studying from 9 to 12. Like, women are easily distracted and manipulated when a man gets in the picture. And I always tell women, when you are practicing ascension and you're trying to fix your life, don't let that man come in and disrupt you, because they will come in and start manipulating you and start trying to take all your time. Okay, I always tell women, be very, very stingy with your time. If you're on your grind and you're used to going to the gym every day at 7, don't stop going to the gym every day at 7 because he wants to meet up for tacos at 7. You tell him, hey, like, listen, I go to the gym every day at 7. So we can meet up at 8:30 or 9:30, but I'm not going to change my schedule. I have to go to the gym at 7. And you just have to just stick to your routine and don't have the person come in and start trying to change your routine. And I think that that's something that women have to work on. I think that men are actually pretty good at not being distracted. I can give them that. When a man is on his A game and he's focused, it doesn't matter if Beyonce walks in the room. He's still gonna play his cards, but ensure that his time is his. But women tend to bend a little bit more and they're more accommodating. Men are not accommodating. Men accommodate themselves. Men put themselves first. And that's what I admire about men. They put themselves at the front line. They're not going to change their routine. Men are not going to change how they do things, and they don't feel bad about it. They don't feel bad about it. They don't feel bad about putting themselves first, okay? That's why, I always tell women, like, if you're on your A game, you're in your zone and you're focused, don't let anybody come in and interrupt your focus. And that's one of the biggest challenge that women have. The biggest challenge that women have is not losing focus. Okay, women are easy to lose focus. Okay, I'm a woman, so I'm talking from experience. Women are very, very easy to lose focus. They lose focus very quickly. So you have to learn how to stay focused on the goal and the goal that's ahead of you. That's why men are able to be with a woman and have sex with her for multiple years and then just kick her to the curb when he meets the woman that he feels like is his wife, right? They will kick her to the curb overnight and move on and be married and in a new house with kids and a brand new car and have no remorse, because men are able to just kick the distraction out of their way and move forward quickly, while a woman will meet a man she didn't even want, and the minute she starts sleeping with him, now she's discombobulated. Now she's has these feelings that were never there, and now she's in love with this person that she knew she didn't want from the beginning, and now she dropped out of nursing school because of him. And now it's like women are easily, distracted and pushed off their game. And I get it. A lot of you ladies, you want to get married, you want to have children, you want to, I get it. I get it. We're women. I get it. But the minute a new man comes in your life, do not alter your schedule. Do not start accommodating your schedule to him. Do not stop going out with your friends because of him. We all have that one girlfriend where the minute she's dating some new guy, nobody hears from her for a year. And then the minute he kicks her to the curb, she comes running back like an injured puppy saying, "Oh, let's go out and have hookah. I need somebody to talk to," right? Women are easily distracted and easily pushed off their game. Men are not like that. A man will be with a woman for 6 to 7 years, sleeping with her in the same house as her, cuddling with her, feeding each other ice cream. And the minute he meets the woman who's his wife, he kicks her to the curb very, very quickly too. And it's so fast. And he does not feel bad about it. And it's like men move on so quickly because men are predators. They are conditioned to go after what they want. Men are conditioned to go after what they want. Okay, please. Okay, hold on a minute. Yeah, so men are very quick to just move on. I admire how fast men move on. I admire it. And I'm like, I need to adopt that skill because men move on so fast. Like men have this innate ability to just move on. And I love it. I love it. Women are the only ones who say, I need to heal. I need to take 3 years to heal. Men are like, all right, this didn't work out. I'm moving on. Like men are able to just move on and they don't feel bad about it. So the minute I see a woman, I'm like, don't let that man alter your life. Like you're so focused. Don't let him come in and distract you because that's what a lot of them will do. Give me 1 second, sweethearts. I'm gonna pause this for just a second. I have to use the restroom. I have to use the restroom. I will be right back. I'm going to pause the live for just a second. It's getting very good, and I need to get to the other points that I have. How do I pause this? Ooh. How do I pause the live, you guys? Okay, I'm going to pause it. Okay, YouTube, you're paused. I'm going to mute myself. TikTok, you're paused. I will be back in like 3 minutes. I just have to run to the bathroom. All right, I'm back. Let me know if you guys hear me. All right, I'm back. Let me know if you guys can see me. Just comment it in the chat if you guys can see me. If you guys can just comment that you can see me, that would be great. Just say, hey, we see you, because I want to make sure you guys see me. But yes, so what I was saying is that, so we're still on Ascension. When you're trying to do better and grow in your life, please try to stay away from romantic relationships unless it's the right one. And I am not like a male hater. I am not hate. I don't have hate for the male gender. I don't think men should have hate for the female gender. That's so not the energy I put out in the world. I think love is beautiful. And I think that um, there are spouses that come into your life who are, I'm not going to say soulmates, but there are people who are your destiny helpers. Like there are certain men who will come into your life and really truly see the gifts that God has placed in you and push that forward and encourage that out of you. The same way there are certain women, men who will come in your life and see the king in you and cater to that. So I am not a male hater or a woman hater or a relationship hater or a marriage hater. Um, okay, sorry guys, I had to do something. But I'm not a hater of relationships. I think relationships are beautiful, but it has to be the right one, if that makes sense. Um, I don't want you guys getting distracted. When you are ascending in your life and you're transforming and you're going through the ascension process, I don't want you to get distracted by that distraction, that frisbee ball, or that not ball, a frisbee is not a ball, but the frisbee that gets thrown in. And I see this happen to women. I see this happen um, to women a lot, and even men too. Like I've met men who were like on their A game and they met a certain woman and she completely dismantled him in all ways and brought all this calamity into his life and all this stuff. And she came in a negative way. And I've seen this happen to women too. So that's why I say, stay focused and pay attention to the type of person that's coming into your life in the dating phases. And don't be that's another major thing that I always say. Um, don't be desperate for a relationship. That's never a good idea to be desperate for anything. Um, vet, vet. Always keep vetting. Like when you meet someone, like find out about their family, the way they were raised, their background. Hey, have you done some therapy? Have you ever visited a therapist to work on your traumas? How have you been balancing your life, like because you got to understand. Okay, you're getting blocked. You talk too much and I don't want to deal with you, so blocked. Okay, so yes, find out about the person and if they're doing work on themselves, if they're working on themselves. I think a lot of you guys are working on yourselves. And if you keep up with my content, it's because you want to develop self mastery. All of my content is geared towards self mastery. Every day I get up and I'm like, God, how can I be better? How can I do better? Like, where am I messing up at? Like, where am I? Like, what do I need to change? Like, what needs to be altered? Like, this is my constant internal dialogue on a daily basis. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? What needs to be done better? Where am I falling short? That's my constant daily conversations, because all of my content is geared towards self mastery, not just for women, but for men. We need to master ourselves in life. We got to fix the problem. We got to do better. And one of the biggest challenges that you as a human will experience in life is self mastery. Mastering self. That is difficult. It's very difficult to sit there and look at your life and be like, I need to fix these areas because it's holding me back. Some of you guys, it's a procrastination problem. You're always procrastinating. You're literally sitting, like this chair that I'm sitting on, you're sitting on your ideals right now. Ideals that should have been that should have been open 3 years ago, you're sitting on it. That business you should have started 3 years ago, you're sitting on it. That gym membership that you were supposed to join 2 years ago, sitting on it. It's difficult to look at yourself and do the work. And a lot of times, I always tell women are like, oh, well, I want to do better. I want to level up. I want to move forward in my life. I want to change. And I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. And they're like, no, no, no. I'm like, no, you don't. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. A lot of you guys are saying you want better, but you really don't, because look at your decisions. You're saying that you want to change, but you really don't, because you're still doing the same thing today that you did last year, that you told yourself that you were going to stop doing. You have to make the decision to ascend. Stay away from relationships in the ascension phase. Ladies, remember what I said about men. Men always put themselves first. Men always put themselves first, and they don't feel bad about it. They're not going to apologize about it. They're not going to apologize for giving you the boot for the girl who's been there the whole time. They don't feel bad about it. They don't. Men will always put themselves first. They don't feel bad about it. They're not going to accommodate your emotions. They're not going to accommodate your feelings. They're not going to feel bad about the fact that they gave you all these false promises and now they're living those things that they were going to give you with another woman. They don't care. They don't care if they hurt you. They genuinely don't care. They don't care. They put themselves first. All the time. They always put themselves first. I have missed your videos. Thank you, Tiff. I love your channel. One of the best on YouTube, from a fellow Leo. Oh, hey, Leo, sis. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. So, ladies, put yourselves first in this season. Put yourselves first. Okay? Is that all men? No, of course not. Of course not. When I talk for the majority. Of course not. Okay, so now we talked about Ascension. We're done with Ascension. And by the way, for you guys who are just now joining my live, this live will be posted on my YouTube channel. And it's called Ascend, Transform, and Transmute. So if you missed this and you want to watch this from the beginning, go to my YouTube channel. So we talked about ascending. Now let's talk about transformation. Face your demons. Dismantle them and denounce them. A lot of you guys don't want to face your demons. You don't want to face your problems. That anger issue you got, where the minute somebody tries you, you're ready to put them in a headlock. You need to address that. The minute you feel tired or overwhelmed, you're like, I gotta go drive to the plug and get me a blunt because I need to relax. You need to address that. You guys who you just can't get it together, you're overspending. You're spending more than you bring in. You're not budgeting. You're not keeping up with deadlines. You need to address that. And the more you keep pushing this stuff behind, it's going to catch up to you eventually. Face your demons today. What is it that you are battling with that you need to dismantle? Address it now. Don't run from it, because you can't outrun your demons. You can't outrun your hindrances. You can't outrun what has a grasp on you spiritually. You have to face it and dismantle it and fix it. Develop a new identity. That's a part of transformation. I think that a lot of people are afraid to change because they feel like people and their environment are not going to approve of them changing, right? So let's say you come from an environment where nobody really like, let's say that you want to be a dentist, right? Like, you come from a family where everybody's working like blue collar jobs, and you know, no one really has a major career, and you have this passion where you want to be a dentist. What a lot of people will do is they'll say, you know what, like, nobody in my family has done this. I don't want to ruffle anyone's feathers. I don't want to dream too big. That's the word. I don't want to dream too big. So I'm not going to go to dental school, or I'm not going to attempt to get the grades or apply to dental school, because nobody in my family has ever had a major career. And I feel like I don't want to pursue this because I don't want to ruffle feathers. That's not good. That's not good. You can develop a new identity. You don't have to be the person that you were yesterday. And what a lot of toxic people will do is not allow you to grow. I feel like that's a very big popular thing in the toxic community, where they don't want to let you like grow and change. You are allowed to change, you're allowed to do better, you're allowed to be better. Okay? You don't have to remain who you've always been. You can change. God will allow you to change. And there is nothing wrong with you doing better, being better, and wanting better. You're not limited to your family or your environment's decisions. You're allowed to break free from those chains. Enter your highest complex, your God complex. We are gods. Oh my God, she's a Christian. She's saying we're a God. This is idolatry. Yeah, you are a God. Little g. We are gods because we're made in God's image. So step into that complex of power, of authority, of understanding, and of responsibility. Okay? Your God qualities. Okay? What are God's qualities? He's loyal, deep, he's integrous, authentic, spiritual, balanced. Step into that and stop being this mediocre version of yourself, this low vibrational version of you. And once you start to ascend and you start to enter your highest self, stop connecting with people who are lower than you. And a lot of times when I say that, it sounds super pompous and like rude and like stuck up, but there are certain people who are not on your level. Like, when are we going to start really saying that? They're not there. You're confident, you've done the work, you've done the necessary changes to advance your life, and this person hasn't done that, and they feel like you and them are on the same vibration, and you're not. And that's why every time they come into your life, they're trying to drag you down. One thing that I've learned is when you connect with people who are not where you are in the ladder of life, in the levels of life, they try to drag you to their level. If you're on level 5 and they're on level 2, they're going to drag you down. they're going to try to pull you to level 2. You're at a 5, they're going to try to drag you down by your scalp to level 2. I've learned that. That's why I'm very, very picky with who I connect to, who I build bonds with, because some people, they're not doing the work. They're not fixing themselves. They're not honoring their gifts. They're not ascending. They're just going through life watching people ascend and being jealous about it and trying to tear those people down instead of doing the work to build themselves up. That's what most people do. Okay. So when you enter your highest complex, like, please think about that. Think about that. And the next thing, let the old habits, people, and environments go. Leave it behind. It's okay to love people from a distance. A lot of you guys have to learn to love from a distance. Like, there are certain people where you could love them, but the only way to love them is if they're at a distance. You can't really love them if they're close to you because they try and do crazy things. Okay? Like, you got to get rid of the old habits, whatever those habits are that you inhabit that are not good. I'm sorry, but a lot of you ladies are codependent. You're codependent. Like, you don't know how to stand on your own 2 feet. You always have to have somebody holding you up. That's not healthy. You got to learn how to stand on your own 2 feet, because when you know how to stand on your own 2 feet and you're balanced, people can't use loneliness against you. I know a lot of people who are in relationships because they don't want to be lonely. It's not because they're happy. They just don't want to be alone. That is dangerous. Heavy on love from a distance. Yeah, like, some people have to be loved from a distance. Like, I love you, I care about you. If you have an emergency, you can call me, but we can't be like super close. And that's okay. Like, it's not anything negative. It doesn't mean that there's like drama or beef or anything. It just means that they're just not in alignment with your greater purpose. And that's okay as well, because not everybody who comes in your life is part of your divine purpose. So we need to just get comfortable with that. And the last point is, before I say questions, is transmute your energy, right? Transmute your energy. So everything negative that's been thrown at you in your life, whatever it is, whatever you've been through, whatever people have done to you that's negative, I want you to transmute it into something positive. I want you to take that negative occurrence or that negative thing, and I want you to change it and transmute it into something positive, into something better, into something that you can use for your greater purpose. Because anytime something happens in your life that happened to break you, you got to take the broken pieces up and use it for your better good. So think about whatever that negative thing is, how can you use it for a greater purpose? So let's say you went through a time in your life where you were homeless. You didn't have food, you didn't have anything to eat, whatever, and you're better now. You have a home, you have a roof over your head, you have food to eat, you have a job, life is finally worked out. Go and volunteer to go to a homeless shelter on the weekends and feed people who were at some point in the position that you were in. Feed the homeless, help them, talk to them, connect with them, give them encouragement and say that, hey, like, I was in your situation at some point, but this is where I'm at now, and it does get better. That's transmuting right there. You had a negative experience. Instead of being angry, bitter, and unhappy about it, you're using what happened to you and you're putting it back into the world in a positive way. Like me, I've, in my life in the past, all I've ever had was women try to break me down and dismantle me from jealousy and envy. But my platform is literally designed to push people forward. So I had people try to break me down in my life, And I said, I'm going to transmute that energy. People have tried to break me down, but I'm going to use my platform to uplift others. So do you see how I'm changing that energy into something better? I'm not allowing it to stay at the low state that it's at. I'm using it to my own advantage. That's what you guys have to do. Anything negative that you've ever been through in your life, what is a way that you can transmute that into something positive? You know, maybe you used to be super, super overweight and you got healthy and you lost the weight, but you used to be bullied when you were overweight. Why not go to, Jenny Craig or Weight Watchers locations and talk to the women who are on dieting plans and say, hey, like, my life has completely changed. Like, I'm so happy. I did it. I was consistent. I was vigilant, and you can do it too. That's transmuting that negative experience or that negative occurrence into something positive. And that's what I feel like a lot of people have to start doing in life, is transforming whatever negative thing happened to you, transform it into something positive. And that'll help you ascend spiritually when you're in that state. Because the thing is, what a lot of people do is the negative things that happen in their lives, they hold on to it and they target other people. So let's say that a woman used to struggle with insecurity, right? Now she's older, she's beautiful, she's balanced. The minute another younger woman with beauty comes in, she's going to try to do to her what people did to her when she was that girl's age. She's going to try to bully her. She's going to try to be the mean girl. That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people, when they transmute energy, it goes down, right? You got bullied by your whole family and now you're older and you're trying to bully the young generation. We know a lot of people like that. I had this family member, I told her, you're always saying that everybody in the family bullied you, but you're a bigger bully than they are. You're doing the same things they used to do. Like, you're so disgusting. You're doing the exact same thing that they used to do. You're no different. You're literally replicating your negative experience. You don't know how to ascend, right? You only know how to descend. That's how certain people are. They don't know how to go up. They only know how to go down. They don't know how to go up. Like, if you come from a family where you kept getting bullied, why would you turn around as an adult and start doing the same thing? Like, you're not learning. You're not growing. You're not growing. And a lot of people in life, they don't grow. They don't grow. They just keep replicating the negative things that they see. And they, like, they don't ascend. They just descend. And I told her that. I said, you're doing the same thing that you would complain about. You're no different. There are a lot of celebrities in the industry. They got bullied when they were coming up to be famous, and now that they're famous, they're bullying the next come ups. Like that, there are some people, they either transcend or ascend, and there are some people, they just descend. They don't use their negative experience to push the atmosphere forward. They push it down. They're like, oh, well, I got stepped on when I got in this industry. So because I got stepped on, I got to step on you too. You got to go through the same hardships that I went through. That's a lot of people. They're low vibrational. Their vibration is low, because when your vibration is low, you're going to try to do the negative things to other people that was done to you, because you're low. Do you feel it's spiritual warfare? The dark doesn't like the light? Yes. I think if you shine bright, people are going to try to dim it. But it's your job to stay away from those kind of people. Turn pain into power. Use it as fuel. Whatever painful experience that you've experienced in your life should be fueling you to have a better life, right? It should be fueling you. Like, whatever pain that you went through, whatever pain that you endured should be fueling you to do better and to be better, whatever that was. We've all experienced pain. We're all human. It should be encouragement for you. You don't get stuck in the pain. You don't swim in the pain. You don't fall asleep in the pain. You use it as ammunition to push yourself and propel yourself forward. And a lot of people don't do that. a lot of people take painful experiences, they harbor it, and they start to develop resentment and bitterness, and they go through life that way because that pain is just is sitting right here, right? It's just sitting there. They're not healing from it. They're not trying to move forward. They just let it fester. And then they start to inflict that pain onto others. And honestly, my whole platform is a result of me transmuting negativity into something positive. All the wisdom that I share with you guys comes from painful experiences that I've had. And I told myself, am I going to just let those painful experiences fester in me, or am I going to change lives and help other people avoid the mistakes I made and help other people see what I couldn't see at that time so that they can have a better life, so that they can have a better experience? That's what I decided to start doing. And it feels so good when you can take something negative that happened in your life and change it into something positive. And that's what a lot of women don't do. Majority of women, they're bitter. And they take every negative experience that they had and they let it sit there and they let it fester and they let it seep into their bones. And then they go through life trying to dismantle other women because they didn't do the work. I'm a woman who does the work. And I'm a woman who encourages other women to do the work and don't go through life being bitter, jealous, unhinged, envious, and psychotic, which is what most women are nowadays. Envious, jealous, bitter, and psychotic in nature. That's why they act so off the walls all the time, because they're not doing any type of healing. They're not doing any type of healing. They're not transmuting their energy. They're not going to therapy. They are just finding another woman who's blossoming to dismantle. Okay? I'm talking from experience. I know what I'm talking about. A lot of these women are angry. Okay? They're angry and they're taking it out on other women. How do we not internalize bad experiences and live more confidently and happily? You have to do the healing. Sarah, you have to heal. You have to go to therapy. You have to address all the trauma that you've ever experienced in your life and you have to fix it. And you have to heal from it. You have to forgive. You have to forgive others. You have to forgive yourself. You have to calm yourself. You got to transmute that. And you got to find your balance, but you definitely can't let it fester. You have to hurt to heal. Exactly. You have to hurt to heal. You have to hurt to heal. A lot of women don't do that. They're bitter and they take their anger out on other women. And I will never respect a bitter, jealous, envious woman. And I think majority of women are bitter, jealous, and envious. Not all, but majority. And I'll never respect a woman like that. I don't respect them. They are in the workplace. They're in the church. They're in your family. I don't respect women that refuse to grow and grow bitter, jealous, and envious and take it out on other women. I don't respect women like that. It's very difficult for me to meet a woman and respect them because a lot of women are not respectable. They don't have anything to respect. They haven't built anything. They haven't done anything. They haven't curated anything. They haven't brought anything positive into the universe. They've only bring negativity, problems, drama, and gossip and meddling. So it's not easy for me to woman and feel like I salute you. I genuinely respect you. It's very rare because a lot of them don't have anything to respect because they spend majority of their time dismantling other women. That's a story for another time, but that's what majority of them spend their time doing, is dismantling other women and bringing other women down to make themselves feel better about themselves. So it's very rare that I'll meet a woman and I'm like, wow, like I love you, I respect you, like I honor your work, what you do. It's very rare because a lot of women are not, they're not respectable. They haven't done anything. They've only dismantled and caused problems. Reality TV glorifies that behavior and they think it's normal. Um, I think that reality TV paints women in a negative light. Not all reality TV, but it just paints women in a negative light. And it also paints Black women in a negative light because there's always fighting and stuff going on. But like I said, like most of the befriending within women's friendships are based upon I aesthetically pleasing. Yeah, yeah. I agree with that too. So what I'm saying, you ladies, is do the work, right? Do the work to transmute yourself, to grow, to be beautiful, to grow in who you are as a woman, and to not be bitter. I've met a lot of women and I look at them and I'm like, I don't ever want to be like you. You are bitter and unhappy. I would never want to be like that. And that's why I work so hard and transmuting, the negative experiences into something positive and growing as a woman so that I don't have to be bitter, miserable, and unhappy. Like more majority of these women are bitter, miserable, and unhappy. And based on how they treat other people. Pay attention to how women treat other women. Pay attention to how women treat beautiful women. Bitter, miserable, and unhappy, like I said. Is it crazy that I cut off friends that rarely likes the stuff that I post? Um, well, it kind of depends. Like, I think that on Instagram has like a weird algorithm, so maybe they're not seeing the posts because sometimes Instagram won't even push your new post. But if you feel like none of your friends like your posts, then maybe they are weird. Um, Usually, if a friend's like a close friend, they'll be hyping you up. They'll literally be like the first commenter. That's what I think because that's what I would do. But is it weird? I think it's kind of weird. I think it's kind of weird. It depends. Like, do you like their stuff? Do you comment on their stuff? True. Reality TV mostly paints rich or well-off women as always eating and drinking. Um, like with reality TV, like I've had my fair share of like watching reality TV. It can be funny, it can be fun sometimes. I'll admit that, but sometimes it's just a little bit too much drama and fighting and stuff for me. So I'm gonna get off of here in the next like 10 minutes. So if anybody has any questions that you would like to ask, I'm gonna start taking questions now. And like I said, that's really what it is. I just always encourage women to grow. Just grow. Grow as a woman, grow as a person, grow in confidence, grow in structure, grow in integrity, grow in ascension, and just grow. Fall in love with growth. Fall in love with growing. How do you know a friend secretly hates you and wants to break you? Um, the fact that you're asking that question tells me that you have a friend who's doing that, or that your intuition is telling you that your friend is doing that. So you already know the answer to that question because your spirit already senses it. I think that's the problem with a lot of women is we know the answer to our own questions. We just don't want to we just don't want to accept it. You already know the answer. A lot of times women will email me and I'm like, you already know the answer. You literally just answered your own question within the question, right? So you just asked me, how can I tell if a friend is bitter or jealous or whatever? By you asking that question, that's your discernment and intuition already telling you that your so-called friend has those characteristics, and that's why you're asking me. If you sense something, don't doubt it. That means you already know. And as women, we need to stop doing that. And I've done it. So I'm not judging, but as women, we know the answer to our own questions, but yet we keep asking people things that we already know the answer to. Don't ask me and email me if I think your man is cheating. If you email me, do you think my man is cheating? You already know he's cheating. You just want me to reaffirm what you already know. And as women, we need to stop doing that. It's hurting your progress when you ask questions that you already know the answer to. As women, we have the gift of intuition. We don't need to keep asking questions we already know the answer to. If you're emailing me, and I've received many of these emails, and you're speculating that your husband is cheating or your boyfriend is cheating, it's because he is. And you just want me to reaffirm it. I'm not going to do that because you already know the answer. I'm not here to give women the answer. I'm here to help you discover the answer within yourself, within thyself, because you already know. You just keep ignoring the inner voice that you have. Like when a woman tells me, oh, well, do you think that, and I just look at them and I'm like, what do you think? How do you become more confident? You become more confident by not caring about how other people think or feel about you. You walk into rooms like you bought the room and you own the building. You just don't care. Confidence comes from not caring. It really does. Like, people are going to judge you either way. People are going to say things about you either way. Not everybody's going to like you. Someone's always going to find something. Like, once you get comfortable with that, you just stop caring. I became confident when I really genuinely just stopped caring about people's opinions or perceptions of me. And I just became confident in my own opinion, in my own perception of thyself. So I don't think about what other people think about me because it doesn't matter. That doesn't exist in my reality. How do you deal with an insecure boss? Ooh, whoa, that's hard. The way to deal with an insecure boss is by finding another job. Because if you work well and they're intimidated by it, they're going to get rid of you. So I would find another job. Okay. I'm just keeping it real. You can't deal with that. The minute someone feels threatened, especially if it's a woman, women don't like threats and women don't like competition. So they try to annihilate their competition. It's the nature of women. So I would get on Indeed.com and start searching if I were you. Do you think men dislike women who are confident and independent on their own? I think feminine men dislike those kind of women, and I think narcissistic men dislike those kind of women. Men who are mentally healthy don't have a problem with women who are healthy. That's feminine insecure, narcissistic, or closeted down low men. Down low men have a problem with beautiful, confident women, men who are on the down low. And they don't want to live in their truth. So they purposefully find women who are beautiful and smart and date them and try to break them down because they want to be the woman in the relationship. What type of man is for you? Asking for a friend. Yeah, so I've had women fire me because I look better than them. Yeah, women are gonna be women. You can't, like, women are gonna be women. They're always gonna try, like, the minute they feel threatened, they're gonna start acting crazy. You know, you can bet your money they're gonna start acting crazy. That's just how women are. So I think once you learn the psychology of women and how women act, you won't get, you know, you won't feel what's the word? You're not going to feel bothered when they do crazy things because you kind of already know that they were going to do something crazy anyways, because that's their nature. So if you're smart and you know what you're doing, that can intimidate them. You being beautiful can intimidate them. You having a nice body, like, women get intimidated for anything. Like, once you learn that, you don't give them your attention. I came to your page based on the video. I just saw about 3 things to stop doing. On point. Thank you. Aw, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I try to share like quick, short things with you guys that I think that will change your day. Sis, it only gets worse. So am I supposed to keep leaving jobs because of pretty privilege? Am I supposed to keep leaving jobs? I think that if you're a beautiful woman, working will be a challenge for you when you're around other women because, like I said, women don't feel comfortable around beautiful, smart women. That's just how women are. So if you are beautiful and you're smart and you're confident and you're just like the full package deal, when you work for, not all, it doesn't apply all the time, but when you're working, try to find a male boss, try to work for men where a man is the manager. You'll actually get more perks when you're pretty because men like pretty women, unless they're like on the down low, then they'll try to bully you. But men like pretty women. So if you work for a man, he's gonna like put you on a pedestal. So I would try maybe finding male bosses. I would try working from home, or I would try building your own business, depending on what you're good at. Women don't really embrace beautiful women. They act like they do. They're always gonna lie and tell you, I don't care about how a girl looks. I'm a good person. I don't care if a girl is beautiful. That's all lies. It's all lies. If you shine bright, they are going to try and mess with you. Okay? It doesn't matter how much they try to act like they won't, they will. So as long as you are, I'm sorry, you guys know I have a sense of humor. No, because they literally try to lie and act like they don't care. Oh, if she's pretty, I don't care. They're going to bother you if you're pretty. That's how women are, okay? So you gotta get used to it, babe. It's the price of beauty. Yeah, creepy male coworkers and jealous female coworkers. Make sure the men aren't insecure because they will be intimidated. They're all like, men who try to dismantle beautiful women are down low. Okay. I want to be very clear about that. No masculine man is going to go out of his way to target a beautiful woman. Okay, that man is on the down low. He's a DL man. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how masculine he appears. No truly masculine man is going to target a beautiful woman. They're not going to do it. Sis, this happened to me. My female boss bothered me. I transferred and now I have a male boss. Yeah, men, if he's masculine and you're pretty, girl, you'll get a raise every 2 weeks. Are you kidding me? Men are so different. Facts. My body is bodying. Okay. And it's helped me immensely in my male dominated career. Oh yeah, men like real masculine powerful men love beautiful women. Okay? Like your life is going to be smooth. I'm now again, if you're beautiful and you shine bright and you look good and a man is insecure, he's on the down low. Remember this. Any man that tries to go after a woman is on the down low. I don't care how much he tries to prove that he's not on the down low, he is. Because the masculine men that I deal with, honey, the prettier you walk in, the more perks you get. That's how real men operate. Real men are not intimidated by beautiful women. Real men want you around them. Okay. They want to be all over you. Okay. It's feminine men that feel intimidated or bothered when a beautiful woman walks in the room. Okay. I see beautiful, smart women thriving in corporate New York City, but there is fake support and posturing. I think that something that women have to learn, women got to learn how to have a mind made of strategy. Okay. Women have to adopt a strategic mind. Women are not on your team. Other women are not on your team. Other women are not your, what you call it? Women are not your teammates. They're not. They're actually your rivals. And people in life are not going to tell you the truth that I'm telling you right now because it's not society. It's not correct according to society. Society wants to push women empowerment support groups, but we all know that doesn't exist. We all know that women are competitive by nature. They are. So I'm not going to come on here and lie to you and say women are your teammates because they're not. They're your rivals. And as you get older, you're going to realize that, you can just be beautiful and existing, and another woman will try to dismantle you. So when you adopt that mindset, you stop seeing women as your teammates because they're not. And I would train my daughter the same way. It's the truth. They're not your teammates. Even if they give that perception, there's always a hidden competition that they're having with you. I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just being honest. This is what people are not going to tell you. I don't go to like these women empowerment brunches. I'm not going to do it because I know it's not true. You have to understand, men are predators. Men are hunters. Women are competitors. You have to understand the way the sexes are created. That's why a lot of women for a lot of the women that push this women empowerment agenda, it's not real. It's not real. The more beautiful you are, or the more smart you are, or the more better you are in whatever sector, or if you're all three, you are competition to the other female gender. They will always see you that way. Okay, so you have to be comfortable with that. Let's look at, for example, look at what happened with Portia. She went to Fallon's house. I thought they were friends. She went to Fallon's house, got in the pool, had margarita, right? Had grilled steak, had grilled chicken, having a cookout. And the whole time her eye is on this woman's husband because her husband is a rich African man that provided that lifestyle to her. So of course, all the women around her are going to feel like, you know what? I want a piece of that. I want that lifestyle. I want to be able to drive the Bentley that her man bought her. I want to be in a house like this. That's how women are. So what did she do? She went behind her back and started dating him and got married. And now the same thing she did to Fallon is happening to her. Women are not your teammates. They're your competitors. And that's just, I'm not pushing competition. I don't compete with women. They compete with me. I'm solidified in who I am. I don't need to compete with a woman because I don't feel like none of them can compete with me. And I'm not saying that in a prideful way. It's just I'm so focused on first of all, I'm super, super focused on my spiritual life. I'm a Christian. Number two, I'm focused on building myself up to the person that God wants me to be. I don't have time to look at another woman and keep comparing myself to her on a daily basis. But there are some women, that's how they live their life. They get up in the morning and they compare themselves to everybody around them. And that's how they go through life. And majority of women are like that. So when we look at the situation with Fallon, Portia, and now the new girl that Simon is with, these women are all competitors. They're all competing against each other. It's very psychotic, but that's what they do. I don't feel bad for Portia because another woman is doing to her what she did to another woman. They are competing with you. They are competing with you. Okay, a lot of women push the female empowerment agenda, but the minute a beautiful woman walks in the room, female empowerment goes thrown out the door and they all try to bully her. And I know that because I've had women do that to me. That's why I don't believe in women empowerment, because there's no women empowerment. It doesn't exist. It's all competition. And the minute you are considered competition, there's no support for you. There's no I have your back. There's no they're not going to approach you that way. Women are not going to approach you with support because they see you as their competition. They don't see you as their equal, right? I'm just keeping it real with you guys. I'm just keeping it real with you guys. They're never going to see you as their equal. They're always going to see you as their competition. And women, you got to be comfortable. You got to be comfortable with that. You got to learn how to be comfortable with that, you know. And I'll even take some examples from reality TV before I read you guys' comments. Let's take some examples from reality TV. Let me think. And if you guys can think of some examples from like shows or reality TV or the celebrity world, please comment them. Let me see what I could think of. Oh, I'll take Nicki Minaj as an example. I'm a huge Nicki fan. I'm not a Barb, but I am a Nicki fan. She has her flaws. I know. She has her problems, and she's done some very crazy things. Trust me, I know. But did you notice how people have to team up to go against her? It's like all of the girls will meet up and sit on a table and collaborate to take her down. That's what women do when they feel like another woman is superior to them. They are going to conspire to take that one target down. That's how women are. So as a woman, you have to understand, well, where do I fit into society? Where do I fit into my section? A lot of you ladies, you're very intelligent. I can feel that. I can feel that coming from the screen. A lot of you ladies watching me, you're very intelligent. Like you're very, very smart. And I'm not just talking book smart. You're just smart. Your brain is full of substance. A lot of women are not going to like that. They're not going to like it. And they're going to feel it, and they're going to sense it, and they're going to be bothered by it. And you're going to tell yourself, why is this person being weird to me? Like, I didn't even do anything to this person. Like, why is she giving me this weird energy? It's nothing that you did. It's who you are that's bothering her. You didn't do anything. It's just you. Your aura, your energy, your spirit aggravates her. Okay? So that's why I'm saying you got to be comfortable understanding how life works, and that majority of women are never going to see you as their equal. They're going to see you as their competition. And how you respond to that is based on your maturity levels. Love the honesty. Yes, I'm always going to be honest. Hold on, you guys. I'm trying to go through all you guys' comments. It's all about strategy, and it's so lonely in those spaces. Yeah, I mean, it is lonely, but that's life. Like, it's always been this way since the beginning of time. Me either. I don't attend those brunches. Yeah, I don't do female empowerment groups, brunches. I don't attend those kind of things because they're not real. So it's like the leader of that group is a mean girl. Okay. So I don't attend any of that kind of stuff because it's not genuine. Um, she wanted what Fallon had for sure. Yes. And that's why I don't understand women who bring other women around their husbands. It's like what happened with Fallon and Portia, it's nothing new. Like, I don't know why it, like, when it happened, I don't know why anybody was shocked. Like, this happens in the female community all the time. Okay. Women are competitive by nature, that's their nature. So, she's coming to your house. She's seeing a Bentley in the parking lot. She's seeing, you know, the high ceilings, the chandeliers, the money, the jewelry, the diamonds. She's thinking, I want that life. I want that for myself. I'm pretty. I think I could get him. He's a man. This won't be hard. And she started pursuing her husband and got them to divorce, married her. And now they're divorced because he moved on to the next woman that was her, right? And the problem is when women do those things, they think that they're going to escape the karma that comes with it, and they won't. Okay? Any man that you've stolen, or well, you can't really steal a man, but any man that you've gotten or snatched from someone else is not going to be yours for long because he's a pass around. I would, like, me personally, I would never trust a man who got with me while he was with another woman. I would never trust him, and I would never marry him because you have no morals. But the thing is, women always think they're the exception, right? Women always think they're the exception to the rule. Like, I started dating him while he was married to her, but I'm amazing. So when he marries me, he's not going to do that to me. Women always think they're the exception to the rule, and that's not the case. He will do the same thing to you. That's how it works. So you just have to be careful when it comes to who you invite, in your private spaces. And you just got to be cautious with, making sure that the person you're bringing around you and your family doesn't secretly want your life. That is very dangerous. Portia's situation, she reaped what she sowed. Yeah, people will always reap what they sow. That's why every time I see women doing crazy things to each other, I just sit back and I sip on my water and I laugh and I chuckle and I watch them dismantle each other because I know that they're each going to get their portion. And anytime I'm in a group that's like full of women, I feel like I'm in New York in charm school. Remember when the two girls were fighting and New York was just sitting on the balcony and she was just laughing? She was laughing her ass off the whole time and watching them go at it because that's how women are. Like, if you just give it time, and eventually they're going to turn on each other. Eventually they're going to turn on each other. And I just sit back and I sip on my juice and I watch them go, because eventually they're going to turn on each other. Like, I don't even involve myself with it because I know how it's going to end. And I think what happened with Portia and Simon, I think that Fallon knew that was going to happen. That's why she didn't really do much or say much when they got together, because she knew. And that's why even now, has she said anything about their divorce? No, because she already knew that was going to happen. Like, women tend to destroy their own futures on their own because they don't think straight. And like I said, women always feel like they're the exception to the rule. They always feel that way because that's what society has engraved in their mind. Like, he's with her, he's married, but I don't care. I'm going to go after him, and when he gets with me, he's not going to talk to me. Oh, when he gets with me, he's not going to talk to another woman while he's with me because I'm special. And then he does the same thing. That's how women think. Never have a single woman around your man. I think you can have a single woman around your man because there are some married women who get down like that too. Okay. I think you just have to use your discernment and learn this person's morals, the type of woman that this woman is. Every woman has a track record. So you just really got to pay attention. But me personally, I don't believe in like never have a single woman around your man or never have a married woman around your man. I believe in not having no woman around my man, period. Single or not. I just don't like it. It's not about jealousy. I just don't like it. I feel like people don't have any morals. So I just don't trust it. I don't like it. I don't trust it. So I just wouldn't do it, no matter what. Girl, you need a TV talk show on this topic. Oh, thank you. Yep, in my own competition. Yeah, like a lot of women are in imaginary competition with you. Like they literally are competing with you. Like you have no idea. Like they are literally stalking your page and trying to replicate your outfits. Like women are weird. Once you understand that, you're not going to really pay attention to what they do because you're just going to really start to feel like this person's unhappy with themselves and that's why they have to do all of this. And then you're going to start to feel bad for them. Like, like you must be really miserable to be doing this. And you're going to start to feel bad for them because you're happy and they're not. So that's why they have to do all that. And then you just distance yourself from them and you move on. I've experienced all of this and thought I was exaggerating. No, you're not exaggerating. It's the truth. It's crazy, but when you learn, do you think that's real or for a storyline? No, I really think that her and Simon are really divorcing. I do. I think that what is he, like Nigerian? It's karma. Well, I don't want to go down that route, but people can do like separation spells. You got to be careful on the type of women that you cross. You really got to be careful because some people are involved in other type of things and they're going to be like, oh, she thinks she's going to take my man. Let me show her something. And they start doing throwing all type of bad entities and bad energies and bad everything towards your marriage, and it doesn't last. So that's why I always tell women, be careful, be very cautious when you get into that playing field of involving yourself with men who have families or married men or whatever. You got to be really careful because the ex will try to go the furthest extent to separate the two. And honestly, I was really surprised when I got the divorce, when I saw it on the Shade Room, because I was like, that's fast. Like, we can't lie and say that didn't happen fast. Like, I don't even think it's been a year. Like, that happened fast. And I was like, dang, like they didn't even hit the 3-year mark. That's quick. So you got to be careful with that. I feel like there was some type of separation decree done. That's what I think. That's what my intuition tells me. I don't think it was natural. That's just what I think. That's just me personally. Can we even have female friends? You can. I just think that you just have to be discerning and you have to have a lot of discernment with picking women as your friend, and you got to you just got to use your spirit. Your spirit's going to tell you. Your spirit's going to tell you. Like, you will know if a girl can be your friend. You'll feel it. You just got to pay attention. What do you advise on where can I start learning about how to invest? I think YouTube. I would, depending on how old you are, I would definitely start with getting a life insurance plan and a mutual funds plan. So is it safe to say these friendships are fake with women? Not all. There are some very genuine friendships with women. They do exist. I just think they're rare. I'm not saying they don't exist. I just think that they're rare. And I think that you have to really pay attention. There are some friends who will love you like a blood sister, like, but you have to pay attention. I don't want to compete with others. I am a Christian. To our purpose, life is short. It hurts when you realize your female family is this way. Yeah, I have dealt with that a lot in my family, the whole jealous women thing. I've had countless of encounters with that. And you really just have to just not let it bother you. Like you got to really just push it off your shoulders and keep ascending, because those things are sent to break your spirit so that you can't move forward. So don't pay attention to the weird things that they do. They're just not part of your story, and you just got to move forward. Princess Diana. Oh, Princess Diana was a star seed. That's why they got rid of her. That was intentional. What they did to her was intentional. Princess Diana, Selena, Aaliyah, all those people were, they got rid of them with intentionally because they shined too bright and they had people around them that didn't like it. So they set them up for to get crossed over to the other side. Giselle hating Monique. Is this from Real Housewives? I think that when Monique, well, I don't know too much about the Real Housewives. Of what is it, Potomac? I know more about the Atlanta one. I don't know too much about the Potomac one, but just to piggyback off what you said, I do remember seeing a scene when I started watching the Real Housewives of Potomac. I do remember a scene where Monique came in. She was like new on the show, and I remember she was talking about like her husband and how they own all these houses and like how they have business. She was just really pretty and excited to be on the show. I remember she was excited to be brought into the group of women and she was excited to get to know them, but they didn't really give her a warm welcome. I feel like they were jealous of the fact that she was so young and she was so successful. So that's what I'm saying. Like, as a woman, you have to mentally prepare yourself depending on the level that you're at for that, so it doesn't bother you. And I'm going to grab some more water really fast, but I'm going to share this. That actually, and you guys can start talking about this in the comments. What did you guys think about when Drea got on Basketball Wives? I think she got bullied a lot. I think that's a very good example of being a beautiful, well-established woman and getting on a table with a group of women and what they'll do to you and how they automatically deem you as competition. And even when you do nothing wrong, they automatically make you their enemy, right? So put in the comments what you guys think about what happened um, when Drea got on Basketball Wives. I'll be right back. I'm gonna try to grab some more water. I'm back. I'm back. All right. So yeah. So I think that again with this platform, I'm just here to help you guys understand life and how to navigate it. How to navigate it, because a lot of women are coming online and giving you guys cookie cutter um, advice, and I'm here to tell you the truth so that you can really navigate through life without the cookie cutter um, things that women put out. Okay, so I'm gonna go through you guys' comments. The latest season of The Bachelor, they were targeting the prettiest girl. If you are pretty, you're gonna be targeted. Okay, you gotta be comfortable with that. There's a price for everything. That's spiritual law. Okay. Erica dates Safari to spite Nikki. I wouldn't really use that as an example because Erica and Nikki were not friends. So I don't think she dated Safari to spite Nikki. I think that she dated Safari and she knew that Nikki is that girl and that was Safari's ex. So she would go on these weird interviews talking bad about Nikki and she didn't even know her. And look at what Safari did to her. So that's embarrassing. Giselle plotted on her. Yeah, Giselle was very jealous of Monique when Monique got on the show. And it's weird because Giselle's beautiful. But that's what I'm telling you. Just because a woman's beautiful doesn't mean that she's not insecure. I've met very beautiful, insecure women where they're the only ones allowed to shine. They're the only ones allowed to be pretty. There are some women where if another pretty girl walks in the room, it's not like, oh, girl, you pretty, I'm pretty. You're successful, I'm successful. You're educated, I'm educated. Or, oh, you're a dentist, I'm a dentist. Or girls don't see it that way. They're like, the spotlight has to be on me. And you being here is dimming my light. So that's how they see it. Oh, wait, I'm trying to, hold on, you guys. I'm trying to go through all your comments. Wait, oh my God, there's so much. Hold on, you guys. Why is substance a trigger? A lot of women don't have substance. They're pretty, but they're practically, excuse my language, brain dead. So they don't know anything. They don't know how to put two and two together. They don't have no street smarts. They don't know how to thug it out. They don't know how to take $2 and turn it to $20. They don't have a brain. So when you have a brain, that bothers them because it's like, wow, you're not just beautiful. Like you actually know what you're doing. That bothers them. Oh my God, yeah, literally the girl in my job, she is so bitter for no reason. I never did nothing to her. Just ignore her. I've experienced jealousy and hatred from women in the church. I've experienced a lot of jealousy from women in the church. I think that a lot of people think that because they go to church, people are going to be any different. A lot of these people have not stepped into their God complex, and a lot of them don't even have a relationship with God. They just go to church for the aesthetic of it because they treat people badly. Like I said, just go to church, praise and worship, listen to the sermon, pay your tithes, and get up out of there. Don't over involve yourself. Okay. They always hate beautiful women, even though I mind my business. Mean girls give me the ick. Fallon and Portia were never friends. She might have thought she was. Well, Cheyenne, I'm not going to invite a girl who's not friends to my home. Okay. If you're in my home, around my husband, in my pool, eating on my dishes, using my fork and knives, you're not a stranger. So again, I don't know what women consider friends, or like that's the thing with women. It's a very gray area with women when it comes to relationships. No girl is going to be in my home who's not my friend. No girl is going to know where I live who's not my friend. So I don't really know how women navigate. But that's what I'm saying, because women fake friendships. They can invite a girl to their house every day and claim that the girl wasn't her friend. Or that, oh, I wasn't her friend. Okay, so then why were you in her pool with a bikini and a margarita having grilled burgers? That sounds like a friendship to me. But the thing is with women, they're weird with the way they navigate things. So you're going around saying people that you were at that girl's house. I don't invite strangers to my house. So that's what I'm saying. It's weird. With women, it's very weird. You have to really draw the line in the sand to find out, because it's like, I was your friend, but now that I'm sleeping with your man, I wasn't really your friend. Like, women pick and choose based on when it's convenient for them. Portia was and is desperate for a man. I don't know if she's desperate. I think Portia's beautiful. She's so freaking pretty. And she's tall. She's like a stallion. Every time I see Portia, she reminds me of a horse. I think she looks like she's like 6 feet. Her body, like she's beautiful. I don't know if I would call her desperate. I think that Portia's trying to get to the bag and stay where the bag resides. I don't know if I would call her desperate. I don't think she really loves love. I don't really like, she looks like the type. I don't know. I don't know her, but I think that she really does love, but it unfortunately didn't work out for her. You are so gorgeous. Aw, thank you, Cheyenne. You're so sweet. You're gorgeous too. And stand strong, stand firm. Like, don't worry about what's going on with you in your job situation. Just pray. Pray and ask God to put you in the right environment, and He will. I promise. But you got to pray. You guys got to get a prayer journal. I think I spoke about this on my YouTube page. You guys got to get a prayer journal and pray every day for God to put you in the right environment where you can succeed. And it's hard. I get it. Like when you are a woman who's successful, who's smart, who's intelligent, who's beautiful, who's confident, or maybe you're all 5 of those things, people make it difficult for you. So I get it. But God doesn't need anybody's permission to bless you. God doesn't need nobody's permission to get you promoted. God doesn't need nobody's permission to put you in the front of the line. God don't need people permission. That's why I keep telling you guys to put God first. Because if you put God first, it doesn't matter how the jealous girl feels. It's not your problem. God is like, I'm going to push you forward. So when you put God first in your life, it doesn't matter how people feel about you. That's why I always tell women, I don't understand jealousy. I don't understand I always tell women, why are you wasting your time meddling? Why are you wasting your time conspiring? If God wants her to be the queen, she will be the queen. It doesn't matter what you do. Don't waste your time trying to stop another person's progress. If God says it, He's going to do it. So don't involve yourself, because when you involve yourself and you get in the middle of God trying to work for someone's life, that's how you bring in bad karma. Okay. I tell women all the time, stay out of the way. People pray, people talk to God, people have a relationship with God. You try to insert yourself in the middle. It's a very bad idea, because the Bible says, God says, I'm going to make your enemies my enemy. So if a girl is my enemy, she's God's enemy. So if you try to stand in my way, you're not fighting with me, you're fighting with Him. And that's not a very good battle. So don't do it. I always tell women, leave other women alone. Don't get yourself involved, because there are some women that you're trying to fight. There are some women you're trying to stop their progress. There are some women you're trying to plant bad seeds, and God has a coal heating up on your head. And it's a very dangerous place to be in. So don't worry about who's jealous, who's not jealous. Don't worry. If you put God first, and you tell God, here's my life, here's my job, here's my situation, here's my finances, take control of it, He will. And those people who try to get in the way, God's going to dismantle them. And it's going to be very embarrassing. Look at what happened to Portia. Stop getting in the way. And that, oh my God, now you guys got me riled up. That is the problem that I have with a lot of women. As women, we need to learn how to start minding our business and stop getting in the way of people's progress. There are some people in life who really serve God, and you're trying to bother that person. And that person goes to bed every night on their knees, and they pray to God, and they cry to Him, and they speak to Him. And you are fixing yourself to get in the middle of that. God will dismantle you. I feel like a lot of women, y'all call calamity on yourselves because y'all don't know how to mind y'all business. You call your own destruction because you're jealous and you're envious and you don't know how to mind your business. So you go out of your way, this girl is about to get promoted, and she's been praying for a promotion, fasting for a promotion, talking to her pastor, her spiritual leader, her spiritual advisor. She's praying to God and putting in the work. And here comes your clown self trying to get in the middle. You're going to get dismantled. Don't do it. My grandma always taught me growing up. She told me, she said, don't involve yourself in things that don't involve you, because that's how you become a casualty. That's how you become a casualty. Stay out of people's way. That's why there are certain women, certain things happen to them. I don't feel bad for you because you should have minded your business since the beginning. I don't feel bad for you. Look at what happened to Portia. I don't feel bad. That girl had a husband. She had a family. She had a life. You wanted to go and mix yourself up with that. That's why you're at where you're at. And this happens to women all the time. That's all they do, is try to get in the way of things, and they lose every single time because they don't understand spiritual law. Same thing happened to Crystal Smith with Neo. You got involved in that relationship. You thought you took him, and then he had 2 babies on you. That's what happens. Focus on your own plate. Focus on your own progress. Focus on your own spirituality. Focus on your own growth. Do not involve yourself in another woman's life. So when God blesses you, it's easy. When Portia went to visit her husband in Africa like a year ago, he was not even excited to see her. I never saw that, but he didn't live in Africa. I thought he lived in Atlanta. Sister, do you always go live and give out advice? I don't have I always say this, I don't have a specific day and time. And all of you guys that follow me know that. I try to not give out specific days and time because I'm one of those people where my schedule is all over the place, and I have so much going on in my life that I can't give an exact date and time. And I wish I could, but I can't. So I kind of have to pre-announce it an hour before because I really don't know what time I'll have to go live. So I don't give a direct date and time, but I do private calls. I do want to bring that out. I didn't even tell you guys. I do private calls. So if any of you guys need advice, something personal you want to speak on, whatever it is, I'm just a call away for 30 minutes. There's a fee. It's not expensive. And we can figure your situation out and move forward. If you go on my website, you can book a call. They hated New York. Yeah, I like New York. Every time I watch Charm School, I'm like, if I was on there, I would be the New York of the show because I really don't care. I'm going to stand in my confidence. I'm not going to let nobody bother me. And that's it. And I'm going to just watch everybody dismantle each other because I'm not stupid. And I know how it's going to end. So I think New York knew how girls operate. That's why she was so smart, and they all were like her puppet, because she knows girls are going to try to turn on each other. They're going to try to compete with each other. They're going to start the art of comparison, spreading lies, smear. She knows. That's why she was so smart on the show. New York was skilled on how women operate. It's just like New York on Charm School was the Jocelyn of I Love New York. No, not I Love New York. Was the Jocelyn of Love and Hip Hop. Jocelyn, New York. These are women who know how women operate. That's why they were able to go on reality TV and capitalize and still be making a profit even after leaving those shows, because they know how women get down and they know that it's chess, not checkers. So a lot of women, they go into places like, oh, wow, all the women in here love me. All the women want to support me. All the women want to just put me on a pedestal. That is not how you think. That's how you lose, because that's not real life. Those women understood that. That's why they were able to capitalize on reality TV and get where they are now, because they know how the female gender works. Bucky and Crazy. I know those two, but I don't really remember their dynamic that much. I hope I have a good group. Not everyone is actualized. Nene Leakes did too. He was not all the way divorced and she was still married. See? Trying to compete with another woman you already lost. No, it's true. Women shouldn't be around other women's husbands as best friends. Exactly. You got to be better today than you were yesterday. Be your own competition. Yeah, I agree. What do you think about women spying on your man? What? What? Why would a woman be spying on your man? Why would a woman be that invested in your man? That's weird. I wouldn't trust it. Like I will be like, girl, let me spy. Like that's my man. Like why are you? It's weird. I like the vibe that I get. Like if a woman is spying on my man, I get the vibe that she wants him and she's trying to find a reason to get me to not want him so she can shoot her shot. I don't know. That's just what I think. Don't let a man they find attractive approach you. Yeah, they do get unhinged. Yeah. The world is so evil. Yes. What about Kanye and Kim? It's like she had him under a spell. Kim is a witch, so nothing against people who believe in whatever, but Kim's a witch. So she harvested a lot of energy from him and got what she needed, and that's why his whole career went down the drain. She took a lot of the energy that she needed to progress her career. That's why they're no longer together. It's so annoying because some women are just acquaintances but act like they're your friends. Women need to be secure. It's scary when it's your own mother. Yeah, that is scary. What do you think about women spying on your man without permission and bringing it to you? I think I answered this question before. If a woman is spying on your man and bringing it to you, it's because she's probably jealous of you guys' relationship and she's trying to bring proof to you um so that you can leave him. So she's trying to like break up your relationship. Because me, I don't care to spy on a friend's man. I'm too invested in my own life. Like if she brings info to me and she respectfully asks me my opinion, then I'll give it. But I'm not gonna like keep tabs on who she's with. So that's definitely a red flag in my opinion. Tamla Horsford. I don't know who that is. Aaliyah was beautiful. She was, but Beyonce considered her competition. So they had to take her out because if they didn't take her out, Beyonce's career would not be able to move forward. So they had to eliminate the competition. Prince William, when he was a prince, was jealous of Princess Diana. Isn't that her son? Like, how would her son be? I don't know. I don't know about the royal family. I've never kept up with them. Drea was unprepared. The girls hated Drea. She knew things about their men. They hated Drea because she was beautiful. She was young. She was carefree. She was vibrant. She was very into herself, and they just couldn't handle that because a lot of them were in unhappy marriages where their husbands cheated on them with women that looked like Drea. So that's why they didn't like her, because it's like it reminded them of something negative. Woo, unprepared. I just think she was nonchalant and inexperienced. Um, Drea's an Aquarius, so they're usually not gonna give their energy to people, which is good. Um, I'm not gonna say she was unprepared. I think she was really young at the time, so she went in there with the "I need to prove who I am to you" persona. Um, in the new season, I really, really liked Clayana and how she walked in there like, I am not going to prove myself to any of these women. I am going to be me, and I'm going to stand on that. And I think that Drea didn't come in with that energy. So that's why I always tell women, like, don't be the type of woman that wants to walk into a room of women and audition for them. That's very dangerous. You need to learn how to be confident in who you are. And if that bothers them, it bothers them. But don't ever walk into a room and audition. So many girls hate girls for being beautiful. Yeah, it's true. Sis, I saw a TikTok once that, oh, why did it do that? I'm sorry, you guys. It's like bringing me all the way to the top of the comments. Okay, here it is. So, wait, hold on. Sis, I saw a TikTok once that said ugly women get the best treatment. Yeah. Evan Lazada and her friend. Do you mean Evelyn and Jen? I think Evelyn's beautiful, and I think she's still beautiful. I wouldn't say she was like jealous of anyone. I don't think Evelyn was ever jealous of anyone. I think that everybody was jealous of Evelyn. That's the vibe I got. I just always felt like everybody had this weird underlying, because she's pretty, and not only is she's pretty, she's like she's head firm, like she has a strong mind, and she's very like she will defend herself. And I think people want you to be pretty and weak, not pretty and strong. So I think that's why Evelyn ruffled feathers a lot, because she's pretty and she's not going to take no BS. And people don't like that. So the money aspect made he jealous of Jay. I don't know who Jay is. Outcome was not positive, so she was jealous of Monique, who did have a positive outcome. Going to church for eye aesthetic. Yeah, a lot of people go to church for the eye aesthetic. They're not really Christian. Like, they don't treat people well. They don't walk in the God complex. They don't have integrity. They're not kind. They're not caring. They're very envious and jealous in the church. So, yeah, they go to church for the eye aesthetic. They go to church to post the stage, but deep down their hearts are dark and full of malice. So you got to be careful to not go to church looking for nice people, because you're probably not going to find nobody nice in there. Remember what you just said. You said a jealous woman will do that. We just want to have fun. We get accused of not being a girl's girl. Portia is a little insecure. Preach it. Amen. There isn't a jealous bone in my body. If God says he's going to do it, yeah, if God says he's going to do it, no one can stop it. And that's why I always tell women, I'd rather you put your energy into your own life than put your energy into dismantling another woman. Because if God has a plan for that woman, you doing that, you're wasting your time and your energy, because it's going to happen. So you got to just leave it alone and not become a casualty, because the worst thing you ever want to do is get in God's way. That's a very dangerous position to be in, is being in his way when he's trying to bless somebody. I'm so glad I found your page. Thank you. Let the Lord use you. Yeah. Touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm. Some people don't understand that. They don't, and they have to learn the hard way. Some people have to learn the hard way, unfortunately. I feel like women need to focus on ourselves. He does live in Atlanta. Oh, okay. She surprised him in Atlanta. I didn't know. I never saw that post. What's the show called? It's called Real Housewives with Portia. It's called Real Housewives of Atlanta. But if you've never watched it and you start watching it now, it's going to be long, because I think they have like 15 seasons. So it's a lot of seasons. Like, that show started in like 2008 or 7, I think. So it's a lot of seasons. If you want to start, you can start from the top, but like not characters, but cast members leave and then new cast members get introduced. My opinion on the new Housewives of Atlanta, the girls that I like on the show that I would be friends with if I was on the show would probably be, I like Nene. I know a lot of people don't like Nene. I think that people don't like Nene because she's raw and she's real, and the world doesn't like people like that. And she says how she feels, and she feels what she says. So I feel like a lot of people don't like Nene because she's doesn't care and she's going to say how she feels. I am a fan of Nene. I like Nene Leakes. I would definitely be friends with her if I was on a show. I would be friends with Kenya. I really like Kenya. I know a lot of people hate her. I really like her. And I love the fact that she conquered, having a mom who didn't like her, and she conquered a lot. And I feel like a lot of the women tried to break her on that show, and they would always bring up her situation with her mom to make her feel insignificant. Those are pretty the only two. Portia has done way too many weird things. Phaedra was weird. I wouldn't really like, mingle with them if I was on the show. But I like Nene and I like Kenya. And for Basketball Wives, I really like Tammy Roman. I would definitely be friends with her. I think she's real. I like Tammy and I liked Royce. I like Tammy. I like Royce. I like Evelyn too. Yeah, I like Evelyn too. I thought she was pretty cool. What about women that play like they're joking but are really serious, throwing shade? That's another thing that I'm talking about. I don't befriend women like that. I don't befriend women who throw shade at me as a joke. Like, you guys gotta get to a place of maturity where your life does not involve those kind of things. A lot of you ladies have to mature and grow in maturity in your life. Your life doesn't have room for people who want to make you feel bad about yourself. You have to grow. We don't have time to dissect the meaning behind the joke. The fact is that it's a joke. It was a disrespectful joke. That person doesn't like you and you need to move forward. Okay? How do you stop comparing yourself with other women and stop being jealous of them? You need to pray and ask God to remove that spirit of jealousy. If you're comparing yourself to other women, that means you're not content within thyself. So you need to discover thyself and find out why you don't like yourself and why you feel like you have to compare. You have to dive within. Evelyn was extremely pompous and over aggressive, especially when she got mad. Yeah, I can agree with that. I think that Evelyn, because she's Latina and she's not Black, nothing against Latinas or any other race for that matter. If Evelyn was Black, she would never be able to get away with throwing bottles and all the stuff that she did. If she was Black, she would have been fired. But the fact that she's not Black, she gets to get away with the hyper aggression. But if she was a Black woman, she would be fired off that show ages ago. But because she's Latina, she gets away with it. What about Drew? I never really cared for Drew. Like, I don't have nothing negative to say about her. She never really jogged my interest. She never really was ever someone that I ever kept up with. She was never interesting enough to me. So I don't really know much about her. I like Kenya too. Carlos King, who used to be a producer on the So Said production, ostracized her due to colorism. Kenya is beautiful. And the fact that she's beautiful, the fact that she's a dark-skinned, beautiful woman, that bothers people. I think Kenya was the prettiest girl on the show. I don't care who was light on the show, who was white on the show. Kenya was the prettiest girl on the show, and I loved her dark skin and I loved her chocolate skin. That girl is gorgeous. And I think they hated the fact that a dark-skinned woman can be that beautiful. I think that bothered them. And I think Kenya is absolutely breathtaking. She's beautiful. And they didn't like that. Why was Evelyn so mean to OG? I don't know. That season was a little lame. I didn't like that season. It was pretty boring. I never really kept up with that season. I think that maybe because like I said, like most women don't like it when women are confident and won't allow themselves to be disrespected. You got to understand, like, I guess because they felt like they were the OGs of the group, that people had to kind of bow to them when you first come in, but OG didn't do that, so they didn't like it. But anyways, you guys, I love you guys, but I'm getting off. It's literally 5:36 Eastern Standard Time. I have been on live with you guys for almost 3 freaking hours. I am tired and I gotta go make dinner. So, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Again, do not forget to go on my website to book your private call with me. I think I'm going to start a Facebook group. I do. Depending on what happens with TikTok, I think I'm going to start a Facebook group that you guys all could be a part of too. In addition to YouTube, I'm going to do like a private like Facebook group. So I will let you guys know. I will post that once it's ready. It's just been a very busy month. I'll probably do that. I'll probably work on that all the way in April because it's just too much going on with my life right now. But in April, I will try to do that. But anyways, love you guys. If you didn't catch all the live, it'll be on my YouTube. Love you guys. Getting off TikTok. Bye. Bye YouTube. I'm getting off and this will be saved on my main page.